KILR Killer Game.
Hello gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome to the world tour of Flight Simulator 2 by SubLogic for the Commodore Amiga computer. The Amiga computer, which was my very first computer that I had owned, and the day that I bought it, my Amiga 500, I got Flight Simulator. It was a step up from Flight Simulator 2 for the Commodore 64. And I played it. I played it quite a bit. Not as much as the Commodore 64 one. There was more scenery discs on that, and I flew from coast to coast. And we can't quite do that on the Amiga, unfortunately. So where are we? We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we're going to go ahead and kind of change things up here. This is fall. We're going to go ahead and make this winter. Kind of match this up with what we're doing on the Commodore 64 because it's winter there. And you can see it's kind of like a hazy color going on here, and that's because of the ground fog depth. Now, the very interesting thing about this is that Microsoft Flight Simulators 3 and 4 are based off of the Amiga and Atari ST versions by SubLogic. And basically, SubLogic came out with this, and Microsoft was like, come work for us. And, they converted it, and that's what it became. But it did not have ground fog, interesting enough. It had two levels of clouds, and then there was like a thunderstorm cloud that you could put in there. Now, I suppose you could do level 1 as well. No, that would cover everything up. But they didn't really do like a haze effect until like Flight Simulator 5. So it's fascinating that the Amiga had this. So I don't know if that has to do with how the graphics were, or if this was maybe they forgot to put it in Flight Simulator 3 and 4. I have no idea. Now we can go ahead and click on this right here, and that should get rid of the ground. I guess not. There it goes. All right, it deleted it. So things aren't... There we go. See, it's all brightened up now. And we'll go ahead and get rid of the clouds, even though you can't really see them anyway. Come on. There we go. It's slightly off. I have to click over to the left of it. And I think this is because this is like a PAL version or something. The NTSC version, although I have it... for the Amiga emulator, I can't get the scenery disc to work with it. It just has problems, so it like freezes up and there's all kinds of colors and it just doesn't look pretty at all. But anyway, so here we are, and we're going to go ahead and talk about the flight and where we're going to be going here. So here we are, the good old SubLogic Flight Simulator map for the Chicago area. This is not the default Chicago area. This is the scenery disc number 9. We're right here. General Mitchell. And we're going to be going south. And we could probably follow the interstate that's going south because it's heading to Chicago. But what we're going to do is we're going to tune into this VOR right here, which is Northbrook 113, and Pal-waukee is where we're going. It just happens to be just past that. So we'll head directly there, and well, hopefully we'll be able to line up with one of these runways here. Now this is not even called Pal-waukee anymore. This is Chicago Executive. But the ICAO code is KPLK, so it still has Pal-waukee in there, but it's no longer called Pal-waukee. So got a bit of a blast from the past here, going kind of back in time in regards to this. Hey, at least they didn't misspell it. At least, well, I don't know. It's got a hyphen there. Is that correct? I have no idea. So let's go ahead and set our radios up. Really, we just need nav 1. Go ahead and set this to 113.0. There we go. Got 49 miles, about 50 miles to get there. And we'll go ahead and oh, it's going down. It does go both ways. How about that? So we need to go at a vector of 184, and that will take us to Northbrook, and Pal-waukee will be right after that. Now we got to figure out which runway are we going to take here. Let's go and take a look at the radar. Take a look at the radar. So we should be right here in the center. In this area, if we're facing 258, this looks like a good runway right here. I bet that is runway 18. So we'll turn. Hopefully we'll be able to see this taxiway and just take it straight down and right over, and we'll be able to take off. So let's go ahead and get everything started here. Our keyboard shortcuts, in case you're wondering, is along here. So we got I for carb heat and U for landing gear, and the brackets here for flaps. 1 and 2 for the mags. 1 like turns them off, and 2 turns them on. L for light. This is mouse. What's the mouse mode in? Is it in cursor mode or is it in yoke mode? I don't really want to mess with the yoke mode. It kind of sucks trying to fly that way. Everything else I can pretty much control. You know, you just have to kind of know what the keys are. But kind of like brakes, you need to know which ones are your brakes, and I haven't figured out which key is the brakes. If I can find my Amiga manual. This is still kind of choppy here. This should be a lot smoother. Here, I'm going to try something. Changing it. Oh, there we go. That's better. That's much better. So it was set. That's kind of, look how this thing is kind of blinking though. That's kind of annoying. You know, we can turn that off. We don't need that. So let's see, track, no. Maybe it's under sound. Maybe it's not. Well, heck, I don't know. I thought you could turn that thing off. Maybe you can. Could have sworn you could have turned it off somewhere. It's doing that because of how I set the Amiga now is not going at this like exact cycles per second or whatever, and so the fact that it was going a little choppy is exactly what an Amiga 500 would be doing. So I kind of removed that, and it's kind of smooth again, so. But we're getting this garbage. It just kind of looks bad. Okay. I think I was able to fix this flashing here. It was doing that. I had this set for a 68020 processor, and yeah, you know, Flight Simulator just didn't really like that. Yeah, so it's a little choppy again. A little hard to determine because you can't see your plane. We should be like right here, so we need to come back over in this direction. There we go. I think I see it right over here. Although it's nice to have it smooth, the frames per second, having something there in the middle of your screen that's just constantly flashing is not the most pleasant thing to look at. Yep, and that is the right taxiway that we want. I think our taxiway continues over here. Nope, it's right in front of us. Okay. Thought it was off to the side. You know, I love the Amiga version, but when I started playing Flight Simulator 4, that was like my favorite classic one, because it had the same engine sound effect. You know, it was like the Amiga version, except just much better. It's like if more time had been spent on the Amiga version, it would have been like Flight Simulator 3 and Flight Simulator 4. So I'm able to make all new memories, you know, all new fun memories with the Flight Simulator I never flew back in that day, because I didn't have a PC, I had an Amiga. Was my computer, and I loved my Amiga. Absolutely loved my Amiga. But it just kind of fell behind the times, and you know, just wanted to move on. I still I still have my Amigas. I don't know how operational they are anymore, but because one of them's got a video toaster and a flyer in it. The video toaster is that switching editor where you hook up the cameras and you can switch between cameras, and like actual video production studios were using video toasters to do the titling and stuff. It was the package that had Lightwave 3D, which was used to make graphics for Babylon 5. Babylon 5 was the big thing. They used a lot of Lightwave 3D, and some other shows that used Lightwave 3D. And then the flyer was a non-linear editing board. Put those two together and you had a really great package. But it's all obsolete now because it was all analog. I can do much better with Adobe Premiere. So, well, are you ready to go? I know I'm ready to go. We'll get going. And we're up and away. Bring your landing gear up with a U. Bring our trim down. Bring our throttle down. We'll turn over to 184. Take a look behind us. Wave bye-bye to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are heading back to Chicago. We'll level off at 4,000, which is what we've typically been doing lately. Roughly 3,000 above ground level. People would say that's kind of low, but on these old flight simulators, I don't think so. Depth perception is kind of difficult on these old simulators, so I don't like to be too high up. Look at that, though. We're locked into that VOR, Northbrook, and the interstate happens to be going in that same direction too. So that we're seeing over to the left is Horlick. This is the Horlick Racine Airport. Get ourselves leveled off here. Making small adjustments here. Okay, so that airport I was talking about is this right here. Horlick Racine. We just left General Mitchell. We're heading south. We're seeing Horlick right there. There won't be anything else until we get to Northbrook, and we'll see Pal-waukee. Still going a little bit up here. Adjust my trim here, that might help. A little bit lower on the throttle. Take a look behind us. To the side. Back there, that's the airport that we left. That's General Mitchell. Some interstates off to the right of us. And a single lone yellow line. I love it. Still going up. There we go. I think I may have leveled it off now. Maybe. It's still going up a little bit. Okay. I think we are good on that now. So on these flights, there's not too much to look at on these other simulators. I'll read a book, read it out loud, or go through some manuals or something. And until I find the Amiga manual, what I've been doing is we've been having some in-flight videos to watch, and they are other things that I've been working on this channel. And one of the things that I've mentioned is the cinematic flight simulator videos that I've been doing. There's no talking, there's no face cam or anything like that. There's cinematics, and it's a full flight, and there are sections in that flight that are music segments that have external camera views and everything, and there are a few where I've actually made a music video, and which incorporates where I'm actually flying at the time. And I composed this music with Music Maker, Magic's Music Maker, 2019. For Flight Simulator 4, I use version 3.0, a really old version, because it gives it a retro feel. But the newer simulators, I'm using Magic's Music Maker 2019. But I wanted to share with you one of those music videos that I had worked on. And this is from the Flight Simulator 10 North to South America tour. And this is from part 3. Looking for the right. Yeah, I think that's it right there. Trying to get it into the right spot. Alright, we're going to go ahead and mute our engine sound here. And I'll show you the music video. And keep in mind, you'll see some stuff from the flight from North to South America. Here it is. This is called The Impossible Dream. So there's the flying. We're in Canada at this point here. Flying south from Canada. And that's Orbic scenery down there. Some of this is stock footage, and other stuff is just random videos that I found. Just took bits and pieces and put stuff together. Used different color filters. Changed things up a little bit. Had to use some inspiration from some of the old 80s videos. I think this plane is a C-130. I had bought it specifically for that series there. Did a combination of footage to make that one. So I like take two different video sources and merge them together. That was like a green screen effect with a drummer that I found. And that is absolutely freaky. Yeah, so that's it right there. Hope you found that interesting. I've got some other music videos on the channel, and I made them specifically for these cinematic flights that I'm doing. I do have some ideas for some standalone music videos that don't have anything to do with Flight Simulator. Thought I'd maybe show another video here. Not a whole video, but just kind of show you some bits and pieces. Got about 22 miles until we get there. So yeah, not going to show you the whole thing because this video is like, what, 4 hours long or something. But this is the actual video from North to South America, Part 3, which goes to Billings, from Canada to Billings, Montana. Oh, that's a still. That's not a video. That would help if I get the right thing. Well, let's see. I'm looking for it. Where is it? Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong folder. Well, duh, da 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 da. Well, that looks like the right one. Let's take a look at it now. There we go. So it should have some volume here. See, this video is I don't know because the it disappears. I don't know. It's a long part, but there it's the whole flight.
1484.
So it starts off. You hear some air chatter.
1484, Edmonton Center, climb flight level 370.
Climb level 370, what's 1484? Edmonton, good morning, Delta 582, 390.
582, have the Edmonton Center, good day.
So then I put in there, you know, the different programs that I used. It's kind of like, you know, such and such movie starring such and such and such and such. But moving ahead here.
Charlie Romeo, Edmonton Center, Roger, altimeter 2994.
So this is the actual video that the flight where those music videos and music segments are in. So, you know, it was flying at night, early in the morning, and the sun will come up later. See, you can see the sun's coming up.
Center for American 134, transfer for cargo.
Yeah, this is one of the music videos that I did.
Contact Edmonton approach on 120.5.
So kind of move forward here. Yeah, so this is the whole flight from the. Forget the name of the city in Canada. It was a small one. Rainbow Lake, I think that's it. Oh, that's right. It was at the very beginning. So this right here that you're seeing, we've gone from Orbix scenery to Mega scenery, and I did that. So actually, I've moved from Flight Simulator Steam Edition to Flight Simulator Box Edition for FSX, because I have them both set up differently. But I wanted to use Mega scenery to actually, you know, kind of see what it actually looks like flying over Montana.
That was 36 USD across Spain and maintain 16,000 at.
So, and I've got all the Mega scenery for the USA, and I thought it was just, you know, just kind of a nice little touch.
Charlie Romeo, contact Salt Lake Center on 132.4.
Maintain follow 290.
So that is just the third part of the North to South America tour. Go ahead and get back to our flight here. It's going from the tip of Alaska all the way down to the bottom of South America. I think it's like 19 parts. I've got 3 edits together at this point, but I do have other flights. I just haven't edited them together, but I'm pretty much gone all the way down to Cancun, Mexico. I just need to put those together. I just need to edit them and put them together. But I've got tons of music that I compose, so but I got so much stuff that I'm doing. There's these videos and Flight Simulator 2, and I've got Minecraft videos, because I've got some Minecraft viewers that come over to the channel. So yeah, lots of stuff. Going up or down? What are we doing here? Because look, it's the arrow is kind of pointing slightly down, but we went up. So, I don't know, weird. We're only 8 miles away from Northbrook. Pal-waukee will be right over that. Matter of fact, I think that's Pal-waukee right there in front of us. Yeah, So now might be a good time to start our descent. We'll go ahead and put down our landing gear. That'll help slow us down. Oops. You can kind of see the runway right here a little bit. See if we have it on the radar here. Kind of zooming out here. Nope, not really seeing anything. You know, I don't think I've actually used full flaps in this thing, because it seems like the landing gear itself does a pretty decent job on slowing the aircraft down. So the flight mechanics, well, I guess you could say they're not the greatest. To be able to see the airport on the radar here, so that way we could try to line up with something. Let's see if I can level off here at 3,000. Well, I'm heading in the direction of the airport. Not sure where the runway is at. I think there's a few to choose from. Still looking at the radar. Hoping that something shows up there. Doesn't really look like anything's showing up, actually. Oh, by the way, I did advance the time about an hour. So we will be doing some night flights. But I don't want it to be completely night, because we're gonna after we kind of make another round through Chicago, we're gonna be crossing Lake Michigan and heading over into Michigan. That's the direction that we're heading. And since we're going to be crossing the lake, well, you know, I figured you guys might want to, you know, see the lake and not just see black landscape. So we'll do that in the morning. In fact, we can do it like at dawn. Dawn of a new day. Dawn of the dead. In the airport yet? No. There it is. There it is. And we are lining up with something. Good. That is good. I see it right there in front of us. The runway. I'm not talking about the airport. Of course the airport's in front of us. I see the runway. It's like right there. Guess maybe we should drop some flaps. Kind of go in there a little too fast. Kind of slow this down a bit. Good old Chicago. Chicago O'Hare is actually not far from where we're at. I believe this right here is Chicago O'Hare. And we will be landing at Chicago O'Hare again. Just not yet. We're going to be going around it and hitting a few more airports. And then we'll hit Chicago O'Hare. And then we'll be going across Great Lake, Michigan. Doing a visual check. Our landing gear is down, so I think we're all set here. So another reason why I wanted to come through Chicago is before we were seeing default scenery. This time we're going to be seeing Chicago from the scenery disc, which, yeah, it's probably not going to be much different, but gotta watch our airspeed here. We don't want to crash. A little high. again, it's tough to. Ooh, you can see downtown Chicago there in the background. Hit our brakes here. So you can see here, there's downtown Chicago right there. And I don't think we have any taxiways here at Pal-waukee. Go ahead and zoom in. Take a look. As we wait for this to zoom in. La 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 la. Yeah, just runways. Just got some runways. Although I think we can kind of turn off here to the side. Like right here in between these two. I think that will work. Yeah, right over here to the right. I'll bring my flaps back up. We'll park it right over here. Kind of point ourselves back to the runway here, so we don't get lost. And with that, we can go ahead and shut it off. So here we are at Pal-waukee, or Chicago Executive as it is known today. So, well, thanks for joining me on this flight, our little night flight here. And hope you enjoyed the music video that I shared with you. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and leave a comment. Let me know that you're out there, and you know, if you're enjoying stuff and what you like, and maybe some recommendations that you have. But other than that, check out the other flight simulators, and I will see you on the next leg of our journey.